Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Kathy.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today we're going to pick up where we left off with our first 3 videos on our part-timing RVing. We had a Jayco Class C. We're going to put a link up here to those 3 videos so you can go back through and see how we got started. But at the end of that last one, we told you we had made the decision at that point was time to go full-time. And that was in the end of October of 2018. Now, going from that point, we started doing some research and trying to figure out what we were looking for. We knew we needed something larger than our Class C, and we knew a Class A, probably a gas coach, is where we wanted to be, especially for budget. Kathy had some ideas as far as the floor plan that she was looking for, and we had some ideas as far as the equipment we were looking for. So we spent the greater share of the next few weeks going and looking at some coaches and figuring out exactly what it was that we wanted. So?
Well, I definitely had some ideas that I wanted. In fact, we kept looking at, Doug would find them. And you were looking on RV Trader?
RV Trader was where we were finding most of them.
And he would show one to me, and I'd look at it, and they just, every time they all just seemed like they looked the same. And I really had, I wasn't really sure what I wanted, but I do remember that I wanted, what do we call that?
A separate living space?
Yeah, I wanted dedicated living spaces. And so I didn't want everything to be the big open room plan where I didn't want it to feel like everything was just all jumbled into one. And so we went back and forth, and finally Doug sat me down and said, "What is it that you want?" And it took me a couple minutes before I finally was able to say, describe exactly what it was I wanted. And once we did that, then he started finding units that had those dedicated spaces. One of them, remember that one we looked at, we went into, and it had a little bitty living room. And it was cute. It had
it was a Thor Challenger.
Yeah, it had a wall that closed it off. But when we went and saw one, it was really tight for us, or for me. I'm a little claustrophobic.
They were such defined spaces that they seemed to be very small, confined spaces.
Yes. And then one day you showed me this one, and was this the one that we got, or? He showed me one, and it was this Georgetown.
Yeah, we've had a Georgetown. It was actually a 2016 Georgetown gas Class A, 37 foot 11 inches long, and triple slide. It was a model 377, and that floor plan, when you enter the motorhome, the mid-entry, you've got the dinette and the kitchen across from each other. Actually had a refrigerator that separated the living spaces, and then an L-shaped lounge sofa across from a recliner, a hallway down the driver's side from there with the bathroom on the left, and then in the very back was a queen bed, wardrobe, and it also had a space for a combo washer dryer. And that's something we knew we had to have if we were going to be doing this full time.
Definitely.
So we ended up with that Georgetown, and got some pictures here of when we were taking delivery. We actually took our Class C into them a couple of days in advance so they could do the inspection on that, and drove our little Fiat towed car down to pick it up, and towed the Fiat home from the dealership, back to our house. So at that point, it got real.
It did get real.
So from there, we decided we needed to be doing some garage sales, start getting rid of things.
My first garage sale I actually did before Christmas, and I felt like it was right after Thanksgiving or right after Halloween, and I felt like that was a good time to just go ahead and pass on. I'm a big Halloween person. Pass on all of the Halloween decorations that I wasn't going to be able to take traveling. Thanksgiving, the fall things, and then especially if you're thinking about this and it's coming up to a big holiday like Christmas, you want to do those big Christmas things before Christmas, because after Christmas everybody's putting all their Christmas things away and you're less likely to really be able to sell them. So we did one before Christmas. We did one then maybe in February.
Probably so.
And then the last one we did was just weeks before we pulled out of the house.
Yeah, late in April.
Yeah.
But the one thing that we had happening, everything was happening at the same time. We brought the coach home around the 15th of December, and Kathy's sister was coming from out of state to spend Christmas with us. And Kathy said, this will work out great. We'll just put her up in the motorhome, parked right beside the house, plug it in, have power. And I said, but I don't want your sister to be the first one to stay in her motorhome.
Sorry, sis.
So we moved into the motorhome in our driveway, and she took over the house. So from that point on, we never spent another night in that house.
Never.
We were parked beside it. We ended up calling it the laundry and bath house because that's what the house got used for. But we started clearing things out of the house, living in the motorhome, using the refrigerator. We really weren't using the water and the holding tanks any more than what we had to, so that, you know, when we went to take it out camping, we could dump the tanks every few weeks that way. But we were still using the house for the bathhouse and the laundry.
Yeah, that's right.
So the first time we took the coach out was to Sumter Oaks. And that was kind of our shakedown run to check everything we couldn't check at home. We had 30 amp service at the house. We wanted to plug it into 50 amp and make sure both airs worked at the same time and everything was as it should be. Make sure the washer dryer worked the way it should. So we're going to share with you here just a little bit of Sumter Oaks. And if you haven't seen our full review on the park, we'll put a link to it up here at the top. Check that out. But this is a little bit about our first time to Sumter Oaks.
Just got ourselves set up. We've got the slide outs out now. It's beautiful out here. The weather is perfect. Sprinkled on us a little bit on the way over, but we don't have any rain now. Next it'll be getting out the awnings and the grill and lunch. Hope you're having a beautiful day.
There's squirrels, there's all kinds of wildlife. We just saw a beaver out here. Let's see if we can get down here and see it. Yeah, got it right there in the frame. Beaver and otter, I'm not sure which. Is it?
It's a big otter.
There's two of them out there.
Oh, yeah. Little baby.
Oh. Wow.
with him, like kicking out the pheromones. He's doing it back.
This is the view out of the back of the park.
How cool. Okay, let's see if I can get closer.
It's hard for me to keep this in the frame because I keep watching them and not watching the picture.
Oh, it rebooted?
Yeah. We were told the owls come out between 4 and 5 o'clock, so we'll probably be down here checking that out a little bit later. And we're back. Kathy wanted me to show you these plants. They're bromeliad in amongst the ferns. Sounds like the dryer shut off. Thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you soon.
Now, the next one that we went to was also out woodsy, and I just love that one. It was called
Trails End.
Trails End, and it was just outside of Floral City.
This was an old park, and a younger couple had bought this park. I think it had even had the wiring up above ground on poles in part of it, if I remember right, walking around the part that they hadn't restored. But they were going through and putting all new below ground wiring, all new electrical service, all new everything in that park. And the part that they had finished when we were there was just beautiful.
Now, it had been a number of years had been being used. There were cabins and a boat dock, and there was a real old cypress tree, and I can't remember exactly what the age was. That was huge.
It's supposed to be one of the oldest cypress trees in that area.
And the family, it was a family that was running it, and at one evening that we were there, one of their relatives had a birthday party. Their
It was the grandfather of one of them.
And they invited us to come. They didn't invite everybody else. They did invite us. They invited us to come and sit down around the campfire and they had dessert. We brought dessert too, and they had desserts, and it was just really nice.
One of the perks of living in the coach full time, even though it was in our driveway at that point, was we had a whole key lime pie in the freezer. So we were set with dessert to bring.
We used to always keep pie in there, but after a few pounds we decided maybe that wasn't such a good idea. But
that's a beautiful park and someplace that we definitely have on our list to go back. The site we were in, we were the first RV in that site, and it was a nice, real long pull through. Definitely a great site. But we've been out now on 2 part-time adventures, and not quite as frequent as what we had been when we were in our Class C, because we were not only working at the time, but we were also doing the sales and getting things wrapped up at the house. We had the kids all come over and take their pick of a lot of the things at the house. So it was kind of getting everything put together and getting ready to go full time. Our next video that will be coming out in this series will be picking up just as we're ready to start going full time. And we hope you can join us for that. In the meantime, we've got some great travel adventure videos we would like to share with you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and check the notification bell to let you know when any of our new ones come out.
Yes, thank you for coming with us as we follow the moon.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.